Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Welcome back everyone to Painting Watercolours with me, Colin. This is Stalker Castle in Scotland. It's a Highland view. I'll give you a quick rundown of some of the colours I'm going to be using on this one. Naples yellow, nickel yellow, magenta, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, burnt sienna, burnt umber with a little light red. I'm going to bring some light down over the castle here, so I'm just going to put in some nickel yellow first. I've stretched the paper, it's just wetting it both sides and allowing it to stretch. The board is set flat. And I put the nickel yellow in first because it's a little bit brighter yellow. I'm just going to take a patch out there and I'm going to move into the Naples yellow, bring it in. This will be a two-stage sky. We'll be putting the clouds on it after. Around that I just want to work in a little bit of Indian red. I want to mix up some cobalt blue and magenta. Do you want that on the bluey side? Look at that. I'm going to drop this in just where these tops of the hills are. Well, I could even drop some in the lighter patches here, it's all good. I've left some of the hill missing on both sides of here because I want to put some lost and found edges in. I'll drop a little bit of colour in, Indian red. I don't want this strong. Take some of the Naples yellow and just bring it into this island here, really quite weak. Take some Indian red again, just along the bottom edge. I want to drop this in weakly. I don't want anything too strong. Take some burnt sienna. Into the castle areas, I'm just going to drop in some colour. Don't want that to be strong either. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that your sky is dry, I'm just going to take some water and I'm just going to re-wet the sky very quickly. As few strokes as possible. French ultramarine. I'm going to drop a little bit of magenta into that. Indian red. I might want to pull it round to the red side. I'm just going to feed this into the water. The board is flat and I want to pull some shapes of clouds pointing towards the castle, Castle Stalker. It's a funny name. You can find these photographs online. Just allow this to do what it wants, almost. I kind of like that there. I'm going to leave it. Just change the colour slightly. You have plenty of time to do this. It just helps to pull the eye down towards here. Let's take some of the Naples yellow and I just want to brush this very lightly in here. Just pinching some from the sky. And then I want to let that dry. Now the sky's dry, and I think you can see sort of pulls your eye in towards the centre. I've just re-wet the background hills. I'm going to take some of the French ultramarine and a little bit of Indian red. I'm just going to pull this through, very pale around here. I want it to disappear there. I don't want too strong. I want it to disappear here above that bush and sort of reappear here. Take some more red, French ultramarine, Indian red. Make that a little bit on the red side, just to give a tiny touch of different variation to it. Just taking some water and I'm just bringing some of it across, but it's so pale that you almost can't see it. Taking the excess water off the bottom takes away any mishaps. Gently pull a little across. If you think it's too strong, take a damp brush and just remove a little. You can get parts of the hill to disappear just by lifting some paint off. Maybe you want that little back edge to disappear. Just bringing interest into the background hills without really doing anything. Then you're going to let that dry. Now that your background hills are dry, I've just re-wet this island and the whole of the castle. I'm going to put some water in with this cobalt blue as well to the rest of this mixture, and I'm going to turn it to a blue just with a hint of violet, and I want to drop this in so thin. I'm just dropping it in areas. I'm just making this interesting. I want some of the yellow to show through, like the underwash to show through. I do need a little bit stronger Indian red to create a bit of shape to this land with that. A little bit of a shadow side on that, just to keep it all together. I just put some windows in before with just a pencil, just to indicate little bits and pieces on it so it's not all one flat thing. This is the undercolour. We will be coming back over the top of this once it's dry. Hinting at some shape. Then I'm going to let that dry. I've just re-wet the whole of the castle area again, this side, most of this side, but I've left a little sliver there because I don't want it to travel all the way across from this side. Take some more of the paint. I'm going to add a little bit of French ultramarine to that, a little bit more red. It really has to be, once again, very watery, and we're just going to change just parts of it and add in shadow. I want it lighter here on this side because it's catching the light there. This is just multi-layering. You know, this is how to teach you how to put a two-stage sky in and multi-layer your watercolours. This bush in, just to give you that translucent look. Some of the water off the bottom as the board is set at an angle so the paint will run. And I want to take some French ultramarine, and I'm actually just going to drop some burnt sienna into that, just to make a bit of a grey. To drop this in some areas, just adding a little shape. This will run, but it doesn't matter. To create an outline here. Decide where you think a shadow would fall, and you can add this in slightly dark against that light background there. So just take the excess off the bottom. And what I will do is I'll just mix up a little, and we can just tickle up one or two areas, as I like to say. As the paint is slowly drying, you can add a little bit more to it, but don't take it wild. I'm bringing it up this edge because I want to separate this side of the wall out in shadow. Put a little shadow under the roof, a little shadow along here. You're just creating a great deal of interest. once you have it the way that you think you're going to like it, you feel yourself starting to fiddle, like I'm beginning to think, and it's time to stop. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to let that dry. I've re-wet the whole of the water area, and I just want to bring back more colour. This is the Naples yellow. Basically it's kind of the sky colours, but I don't want this to be too strong. I want almost like a glass effect. We do want some grey in this. So we'll add some cobalt blue to that, some magenta. So I'll bring it to a tiny spot of the red. And like I said, I don't want this to be too strong. Tiny touch of slightly redder patches in it, in the sky, so that keeping an eye on it all the time, that I don't bring it too dark. I want a little bit of the foreground to stand out quite well, just leaving plenty of room for the reflection that I want. Take some of that colour again. Just along here, and be the reflection of the hillside. Same on here, but I want it almost see-through. I mean, this has a multi-colours in it, and I want to do this quite simply. Just pull the castle out. Some light red, and I'm just going to work this in areas. Just that's about it for that. Just softening it into the other colour. Softening it all together. Then you're going to let that dry. Now that's dry, put this fence post in. I have re-wet the small land area, and this is a bit of burnt sienna. I'm just going to pull it in, just a little bit along here, some burnt umber. Give a little bit more definition. Take some of the burnt umber, put it in there, and I want to make a dark with this. Once it finishes really simply, just want to leave some of the colour to show through. On the side of the fence post, I just want to drop some of the dark colour. Just allow that to drift across. And I'm just pulling some wire out and hanging bits and pieces of it that you can find close on the shorelines. Looking at one or two bits of growth. Doesn't need too much on this bit, it's just an added interest that there was nothing on this shoreline. It's almost like it's been taken from a boat. And maybe we'll have one or two birds a little bit higher. And this is where you get to signing it, mounting it and framing it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time.